Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Rom Carmel, Co-Founder and CEO of Apono. And I'm joined here with Moshe from Tomorrow.io.
Hi, I'm Moshe. I'm Director of Infrastructure and Cloud with Tomorrow.io.
Moshe, can you maybe start off by telling us a little bit about what Tomorrow.io does?
Yeah, so Tomorrow.io is a climate resilience platform. We help teams, we help our customers to prepare and solve any weather-related event.
Super interesting. Thank you. Apono, for everyone that doesn't know us, Apono empowers organizations to bridge the gap between security and operations around access management. We provide just-in-time, just enough access to your cloud services, data repositories, and servers. Moshe, as one of our customers, maybe you can share a little bit about what you guys were doing before you started using Apono and how the environment looked like.
Yeah, so we operate in a philosophy of you build it, you own it, which means that every developer in our teams can have direct access to any environment, including production environment, elevated permissions to change anything they need, and of course to support and manage production incidents. It was working very well, but before I joined, we needed SOC 2 compliance. And although it works for us very well, for SOC 2 and for any compliance, it doesn't work that anyone can have access all the time. So the teams thought how to solve it, because there are two different requirements here. One, to block access for everyone always, and the other one is to give everyone access all the time. So they built several cloud functions, Google Cloud Functions, that allow temporary access.
Yeah, finding that balance between giving the right amount of access and at the same time keeping the environment secure is something we see a lot of organizations struggle there. Maybe you can share just what were the things that triggered you guys to build this, to develop this in-house. I know it was before your time, but if you recall.
Yeah, so basically, as I said before, we needed to grant access to our developers, but we wanted to have a controlled way to do that. Not that everyone will have access any time, but to have it audited, to have it managed, and to have it with a certain reason. So developers with a reason, which happen very often, can run this cloud function with their own authentication and to get the permissions they need. Of course, cloud function which run only on one environment and can do only one thing.
Thank you, yeah. Super interesting. Can you share a little bit about how you started out with Apono and what that looked like?
Yeah, definitely. So my dilemma was build versus buy. At the time, I had one staff engineer that managed this function, and we got more and more requirements, more and more bugs, more and more issues. And then I was in a dilemma, whether I put all of his time, invest all of his time in managing our own, let's call it in Hebrew, per touch function, or try and find a tool that can save the time for us, a service that can save the time for us. And of course, then we found you guys. The integration was very fast. We managed to have the same functionality as the function in matter of almost minutes. Yeah. And from there, we just keep added more and more requirements, more and more tools, more and more services such as MongoDB, such as other environments, integrations of things that they don't have IAM, but they use Okta, which we could do very easily with your service.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. What would you recommend someone starting out? There's a lot of DevOps here in the crowd. What would you recommend to them trying to find a solution for the similar problem? Where should they start?
So, first of all, it's a question of philosophy. Does people need access somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe we have everything figured out. Maybe nobody needs access anywhere, and then it's not a problem. But if people need access, then again, it's a question of buy versus build, whether you create your own system with own bugs and requirements, and eventually you'll have to do a PagerDuty on this system because the system is critical. If in the middle of the night it will not work, in a production incident, it will be a production incident of its own.
Right. Not being able to have the access to support the incident is an incident of its own, essentially. You know what's interesting? You have a security team internally, of course, at Tomorrow.io. What would you say is that relationship between, you know, your cloud group and the security team when it comes to access and access management in general? If you can share a little bit.
Yeah, so we have a head of IT and security. They give us the policies. My team, the infrastructure team, and our job is to understand and many times translate those policies into actions. And sometimes it's to find creative solutions as let's give temporary but audited access. Let's do something that on one hand we will be secured, we will be compliant, but we will not interrupt the developer at the end. Because eventually developers need to develop in order to create our product, in order to sell.
We need to enable the business, essentially, and you don't want to get in the way of that while you want to create that, you know, security guardrails around access. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the time, Moshe. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.